Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 40 of LDN London Eye. I'm your host as usual, Andy Coyne, and coming to the ring right now is JD Knight. Now this will be JD Knight's first appearance on the London Eye, but make no mistake about it ladies and gentlemen, this man has been racking up victories left, right and centre all across the United Kingdom on live LDN events, and he has proven to be a very, very formidable opponent. He's going to want to get a big victory, because recently we crowned a new British heavyweight champion in the form of Travis, and no doubt JD Knight will want to be right ahead of the queue to claim the first title shot against the very enthusiastic but admittedly vulnerable champion Travis. There you see JD Knight there, refusing to shake hands with the ring announcer, who certainly isn't a very popular man. And here comes his opponents, ladies and gentlemen. This is Yorghos, the Greek sensation, a former British heavyweight champion. This will actually be his first LDN contest in an 18-month absence. This man 18 months ago left LDN on reasonably bad terms. However, he's recently had some self-reflection and he is back to try and make the best of his new circumstances. As you can see, Yorghos being welcomed with open arms with the fans there. And you've got to believe this is his first match back. He too is going to want to get a big victory over JD Knight, so he himself could potentially put himself in contendership for the British Heavyweight Championship. But make no bones about it, ladies and gentlemen. For both men, this is an incredibly important contest. You look on a JD Knight right here, very steely young man. He certainly takes no mess from the audience whatsoever, and you've got to believe this reflects his ring style. This is a man very aggressive in the ring, but his main weakness is that sometimes the fans can get under his skin, and as a result this can distract him from victories perhaps. He has been known to make the occasional mistake. Meanwhile, Yorghos almost feeds off the fans. I mean, they truly are polar opposites in that regard. Yorghos, a dedicated fan favourite, and he's going to want to channel the energy of the fans into winning this contest. Now there's the lockup, and JD Knight straight away snaps down Yorghos to the mat with an arm drag. Tell you one thing, it's going to take a lot more than just a simple arm drag to beat a former British heavyweight champion in the form of Yorghos. I mean, don't forget, Yorghos beat John Ritchie to win that championship, an incredibly formidable former champion in himself. Yorghos really does have the tools to make it far in the British grappling game. There's the lockup again. Both men jogging for position. Oh, fireman carry, nicely done there by JD Knight. Now, this is very ill-advised from this man. I mean, he really ought to be staying on top of Yorghos, and he's allowing Yorghos to get back onto his feet. I'll guarantee you that will bite him in the ass later on in the contest. Well, both men circling now. I mean, Yorghos yet to get any kind of advantage in this contest, but it's still very early days. Both men now jogging for position. Oh, but straight away, single leg takedown, but again, JD Knight's just not capitalising. Oh, and this might pay him. 1, 2. There's the kick out there by Knight. Well, that's what happens, Knight. If you take your eye off the ball, that ball might just roll you off. Now, swift knee to the midsection there. Followed by, well, I suppose it was a forearm shot. Double shot to the chest there. Very interesting. Well, there's the Irish whip out of the corner. Yorghos hits hard. And, ooh, another kick to the midsection. JD Knight now throwing Yorghos, but Yorghos there springboards over the top, hip toss, beautifully executed, and JD Knight now is being rocked, and unlike Knight, Yorghos is staying on top, multiple arm drags, gets the arm bar, beautiful technical wrestling right there. There's the arm ringer, JD Knight desperately trying to block it, but Yorghos there most definitely has the grip. Oh, and JD Knight there with a rake to the eyes. And spills straight to the outside, trying to buy himself some time. JD now going into the audience. Seemingly a fan might have got under his skin. I mean, he really ought to concentrate on the ring. He has a 10 count to return to that ring. If he doesn't do it, he will lose by count out. And Yorghos will continue to rise up the rankings, and JD Knight will go on to 4. JD now there being awfully distracted by the fans, and Yorghos has grabbed him by the hair. Looks like he's going to bring him back into the ring. Well, Yorghos now not entirely sure what to do with him, but there's a... Oh, it looks like he's going to launch him off. Oh, and a hangman. A hangman to Yorghos. And Yorghos there will have felt that snap right across the throat. Technically an illegal manoeuvre, however, saying that Yorghos really should have been bringing in JD Knight by the hair, and no doubt the ref is going to allow that to slide. JD Knight there with a strike to the chest, and he picks up Yorghos again, just clubs him square across the back. JD Knight now stalking Yorghos, picks him back up to his feet. It looks like he's going for a body slam there, executes it perfectly. The wind would have been driven right out of Yorghos. And now JD Knight, oh, big leg drop. Now finally JD Knight following through. There's the pinfall attempt, but no. Yorghos managed to slip out of the back door. I mean, JD Knight's really got to keep stringing these high impact manoeuvres if he's going to win this contest. Picks up Yorghos, quick shot to the breadbasket and takes him into the corner. Well, the referee now asking JD Knight to come out of the corner, but JD Knight blatantly choking Yorghos. The referee's got to get in there, issue a 5 count. And again, JD Knight, he really is a filthy cheating competitor. And Yorghos now really is at the mercy of this aggressive competitor. Yorghos now struggling to find breath. He just can't seem to get back to his feet at the moment. I mean, JD Knight, although he started off quite sloppily, he really is on top of Yorghos right now. Takes Yorghos into the corner, slams him face first there. And now he's going to, well, looks like he might launch him out of the corner again. There we go. There's the Irish whip. Into the corner hard. And JD Knight looks like he might be measuring up Yorghos. But again, he's been distracted by the fans. Very silly thing to do at such a high-stake contest such as this. JD Knight finally follows through. Oh! There's a boot to the face by Yorghos. And that might have been the opening that Yorghos was looking for. Another boot. 2 boots, in fact, to the face. And Yorghos straight through with a big clothesline. And another. I mean, Yorghos, fire has been lit underneath this boy, that's for sure. Follows through. Oh, wait a minute. Climbs up top. This one's for the fans. Punches, one after the other, straight into the temple of JD Knight. One more, just for good measure. Launches out of the corner again. Oh, double knees right into the sternum, and JD Knight collapses onto the floor. The fans here in attendance most definitely behind Yorghos. Yorghos up top. Let's see where he goes from here. Measuring up Knight. Oh, and Knight managed to clip him. And I'll tell you one thing, Yorghos went for all or nothing, and he got knout. He got absolutely nothing on that, ladies and gentlemen. And just like that, JD Knight is most definitely back in control. With JD Knight down, swing that punch to his face, banging into the corner. Yorghos bumped into it very ugly, and there's the suplex right there. JD Knight though, what an athlete, straight to his feet, goes for the pinfall. 1, 2, oh, and there's the kick out. Nicely done, but JD Knight now getting incredibly flustered, getting very frustrated with Yorghos. Maybe he was expecting to have got the 3 count by now. Snapmares Yorghos down. And a big boot to the back there of Yorghos. And Yorghos definitely felt that. There's another pinfall attempt, but no. Yorghos isn't quite ready to call it quits. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, JD Knight is in control of this contest. He's got a nerve hold there on Yorghos, and he's keeping him down to the mat. This is very sensible. He's got the advantage, and he's making sure that Yorghos cannot find his way back into this contest. Yorghos now struggling to move, and will the arms drop? Now if he drops 2 more times, Yorghos will officially be out of this contest via a knockout. Can Yorghos stay in this thing? Oh yes! Yes, he's still there, and I'm not sure JD Knight can believe it. Yorghos now struggling to get back to his feet, but he's there. One shot and another, all into the midsection of JD Knight. Off the ropes, he ducks the clothesline underneath the back arm, and a big flying tackle. And there's Yorghos now, big flying back elbow. And wait, beautifully done, driving those knees right to the face, and I wouldn't be surprised if JD Knight was knocked out. There's the 2. I honestly thought that might have been a 3. I think Yorghos believed it might have been as well, but alas, this match will continue. Both men desperately want the win. This is JD Knight's first match here on LDN Online, and he's going for the pinfall here. I mean, if either man can win this, you've got to believe he will be in top contention to challenge Travis for the British Heavyweight Championship. With JD Knight now getting ready to climb to the heavens. I mean, hopefully he won't make the same mistake that Yorghos made earlier in the contest. When Yorghos flew, he absolutely crashed and burned. Will JD Knight be luckier? And there he flies! And he completely missed it. I mean, JD Knight went for that big leg drop, but Yorghos able to get out of the way at just the last minute. Yorghos now going for a big back. Oh no, atomic drop there. And a neck breaker. Yorghos very quickly on top. There's the cover. But I'll tell you one thing, there just wasn't enough body on that cover. Maybe if Yorghos was a little bit more aware, he could have got the victory. But in all fairness, the man has been through a very grueling contest. Now he's waiting for JD Knight to get back onto his feet. Perhaps this can be the finishing blow. But JD Knight catches it, picks him up into the fireman carry. And absolutely drives him down hard. My goodness, that would have just snapped the neck off, and there's the cover. The 2, but Yorghos very luckily was very close to the bottom rope and was able to stay in this thing. I'll tell you what, look at the frustration on JD Knight's face. He cannot believe it. Now, hopefully for JD Knight, he won't get frustrated. That is possibly one of the worst things you can do against a calm and collected Yorghos. It looks like JD Knight has a plan. He's perched him on top, and there was a strike to the midsection a moment ago, and now it looks like he's going to drop him very high up from the heavens. Tries to launch him, perhaps he's going for a superplex. I mean, that's my guess at this time, but Yorghos hanging on for dear life. He does not... Yorghos pushes off JD Knight. And Yorghos might be able to capitalise. What's he going for? Big crossbody. There's the pinfall. 2, 3. And he got it! And the Yorghos, the former British heavyweight champion, able to capitalise on JD Knight's big mistake towards the end of this contest. And you've got to believe that now, the returning Yorghos, who returned to LDN after an 18-month absence, could very well be back in contention for Travis's British Heavyweight Championship. But on the other hand, what about JD Knight? I mean, he put up such a solid effort. I mean, this really was a do-or-die match for him, and it didn't play out for him. You'll have to wonder if this is the last we'll hear of this rivalry. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my name's been Andy Coyne. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.